Welcome to another episode. I'm Uthi, your host, and right now we're going to quickly talk about some information coming out that Microsoft and Xbox are now targeting your television. Thank you for taking part of your time to be here today, and I'm really excited about this, and this is one of the more exciting pieces of news that have come out recently, even more exciting than a lot of the AMD information that came out last week, and some new games that are coming. The big reason why I think this is really fantastic, and if you look at the partnerships Microsoft has, can be very successful. Now, a little bit of backstory is, if anyone that's old enough to remember 2013 when the Xbox One launched, there was definitely an issue with people enjoying the product. There was obviously launch issues, like there always are, more hardware than there was people wanting to purchase it, at least in the area I was selling it. Unlike this year, and they were sitting on pallets still, while the PS4 was nowhere to be seen because that's what people were lining up for. And then the reviews were coming out that it was more of a media device than it was a gaming console. And they were ahead of their time is the reality of the issue, okay? Like a lot of companies, like the Essential Phone and things like that, a little bit ahead of their time, and now is the time. And the reality with this is now with Game Pass and all the studios that Microsoft owns, and they're all in perspective of putting the Microsoft gaming ecosystem together, whether you're Windows or you are on consoles, has really started to blow up. Now, they have a long ways to go, especially figuring out how to merge everything in with your other ecosystems like Steam and all the issues with the Microsoft Store. However, putting things in televisions is seemingly the direction they're wanting to go. Now, if a lot of you guys have seen some of the videos I've put out, keep up with the news, Microsoft has a very close relationship with AMD and Samsung, and they're only growing. And what I would like to see, now this is just me talking about the direction I would like to see things go, and that is for Microsoft to actually work with Samsung to create a new ecosystem or interface on Tizen, because obviously Samsung's already getting rid of Tizen on their watches. Maybe they'll do the same thing with their TVs and somehow do this ecosystem together. They could use a Google backend just like Amazon does and create a gamer focused interface for the masses while still having a standard smart television. How I feel like they can do that is their own Xbox designed Android interface with Samsung built into the televisions, working with AMD with a slightly better chip on the inside instead of the slower MediaTek chips that you see in these TVs these days. Right? Obviously, AMD can do this and do it cost efficient enough, considering, again, Samsung and Microsoft are already working with AMD on chips. Samsung's coming out with a new Exynos chip later this year for their laptops and Windows that's being designed with AMD. Again, with Microsoft. So you have this three-headed monster that continues to surface in all of these ecosystems. Whether, like the video I did with the watches where I was talking about Fitbit, Samsung, and Google. Well, this one is AMD, Microsoft, and Samsung. You'll see this trending. And people tend to forget about this. Everybody talks about Microsoft and Google and Apple and Amazon. They totally forget how big, powerful Samsung is. Right? They're a very overlooked corporation that is extremely large. They're segmented and pieced out, so they're not as big in market cap space as you see these other companies are. But in reality, they're a huge company with a lot of push, a lot of power, a lot of research and development, and they make their own fabs. They're in the process of creating a new foundry in Texas, which I did a video on not too long ago, all right, which is also going to be where they're producing the Google chip. So this continues to work together and show that there is definitely a future where Samsung televisions, I have all Sony's here, so this could be a problem for me, where Samsung works with Microsoft. They've already done it with Valve and Steam, and they start creating a gamer-focused interface on their televisions. Now, is that going to be only gamer-focused? No, they need to figure out a way to make sure the average everyday person that's buying a Samsung television can still buy it. I'm not sure how Samsung and Microsoft would want to market this. I don't know if they want to do the same thing LG's doing and Nvidia's doing with their BFGs and the BFD's big displays, and with how LG has put in G-Sync and stuff on it. It's FreeSync. Adaptive Sync and HDMI 2.1, all this stuff in there, 8K and 4K displays, and give you Game Pass directly to your television. This is the future where you don't really have to buy an Xbox console anymore. Maybe you have the console for more local power. Maybe you have something more NVIDIA Shield designed. Maybe it's already built directly in the television, right? Maybe Samsung and them work together to make their own version of the Shield, which I mentioned in my last video and on Twitter, where I want to see AMD create a Shield competitor, because there's really not one out there. A lot of people look at the Apple TV and stuff as a Shield competitor, and it's really not. The Shield is designed specifically for gamers and console gamers to be able to have the power they want. They could do this with a television. This is something, I don't know if you noticed, I'm really passionate about this. This is something I'm really excited and really worried this is not going to come to fruition. But if you have the CEO of Microsoft, the president of Xbox, and the company already has these tight partnerships with AMD and Samsung, I just don't understand how this can't happen. You see Tizen going the way of the dodo with the watches. Why can't Tizen change with the televisions? Samsung is a big, powerful enough company with enough mind share, and their marketing power is I wouldn't say unmatched. Right there with Apple in marketing, like they're, I would say, the two best marketing companies out there, that no matter what they do, they're going to get out of. They're going to get attention. Positive and negative is still going to work in favor of them. And they can move this forward. All right, guys, what do you guys think? Do you want this built in your TVs? Do you want a Shield-like device? Do you think that maybe they'll start building something in your phones to where you can wirelessly? Like, if they continue to work with Samsung and AMD, there's limitless possibilities, right? We could see watches, we could see gaming-focused phones from Samsung and Microsoft that's Xbox-focused, Xbox logos, making so much money, getting in everybody's hands. This does not bode well for Sony and Nintendo in any way, but I think they will be fine. They will figure their own thing out. Sony and Nintendo have a huge fan base, but this is the way Microsoft can change the focus and the viewpoint of the terrible Windows ecosystem into, hey, Microsoft is really Azure and Xbox. Tell me what you guys think. Let's comment, follow me on Twitter. Check out the last video I put out about Shane at Scary If Literal. I'm sure he's going to cover this. Take care. Thanks for the thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.